Um, I'm going to have to change how I do this link for the event, because it's not always working. So I'm going to have to just put a link to my channel, and then you're going to have to find it on your own. It shouldn't be very difficult. It's on my channel, but I can't do a link to the actual event anymore because it isn't working. It's not very reliable. Just change how I advertise the event. Chocolate, chocolate. A mí me gusta el chocolate. So this is the link. Oops. For tonight. I'll just share it on my other page as well. Okay, that's been done. My back is aching. I don't know why. I feel pregnant. Like, oh, I don't even. No, I'm not pregnant. Right. So if I could get back on this screen. Ah, there you go. And then I can minimize this. Okay. Hi, Sebastian. Sound quality is very bad. Really? Oh. Oh. I'm not sure what to do about that. Sound quality is bad. Oh, it sounds okay to me, says Steve. I'll just check the audio controls. Oh. Audio. Ah. I mean, there's not much I can do on this page, really. Just increase the volume. What's this? No, I can't really do much on this screen, I'm afraid. So Steve's saying it's okay. So it's just you so far, Sebastian, with problems. Maybe you could refresh your computer or something, or give it a minute to just sort itself out. Let me just. But yeah, I can't really do much about it on here. Oh, okay, now it's better. Okay, Sebastian. Let me just log out of Skype. And go online on Skype on my laptop. Okay. Okay, so hello, hi, welcome to the Hangout on YouTube. I do these talks twice a week, on a Thursday at 8:30 p.m. and on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. UK time. So you can join me through my channel on YouTube, and you can ask questions either through the chat box if you're joining me live, or you can send questions in or call in on Skype. And my Skype name is my name, Rebekah Maroon. So friend me on Skype and you can send questions and call in through Skype. I do these talks for free, but I welcome donations to pay for my lavish traveling lifestyle. To donate, you can through my website, RebekahMaroon.com. I should be going to India in a week's time. I'm going to India for 2 weeks for a holiday. I'll be going on the 15th for 2 weeks. I'll be back doing my first stream. Will be back on the February the 2nd will be the first stream. But I'm here for 2 more sessions, so it should be okay. I can tell you about it before I go. So I'll be here for 2 more, or 3 more. No, this Sunday I'll be here, which is the 8th, and the 12th next week. 2 more, and then I'll be away on the 15th for 2 weeks. I'm back in February. But I'm going to try, and I can't do a stream from India, but I can try and I will do a video. So send questions in to me, and I can always do a video answering people's questions and post that on Facebook or on YouTube. So I could do that. So feel free to send in questions I can answer while I'm in India. So that'll be cool. So welcome to the broadcast. On non-duality. Oh, Sebastian, sent me a friend request on the Skype. Earthwalker, wow. That's a strong name. Earthwalker. I walk the earth. So what is this all about? So I don't really know what this is about, which probably sounds really strange, but I'd say I'm quite a relatively new speaker. I mean, yeah, I'll say I'm a new speaker. I'm a new non-duality speaker. But within this short period of time doing these broadcasts, I definitely feel that I've changed. I feel like the way I speak has definitely changed. The way I write, the way I speak has definitely changed in this short period of apparent time. There's been a definite change in how this is expressed. I heard a speaker, I can't remember who it was, maybe Muji or somebody else. I heard a speaker say that this moves from the head to the heart, and I can really relate to that. It really feels like this has gone somewhere else. The way that you think it's going to be, it's not the way that that's Joshua getting out of bed, going to the toilet. It's not the way that you think this is. We have an idea of what non-duality is, and this really isn't that. It really isn't. It really is a heartfelt awakening, a heartfelt expression. It goes beyond the understanding of non-duality. It goes beyond what you think non-duality is. What's being spoken about or expressed is something which the mind cannot grasp or understand. It's a it's, I think, not merging, but it's a it's not God or spirituality and then the world. It's not formless and then form. It's not the absolute and then the relative. It's not non-duality and then the everyday life or world. It really is a it really is a let's just say merging or a blending or a real kind of I'm getting hot now. My lack of articulation is making me hot. There's that saying that I think I'm really terrible at names, but some speaker back in the day says about living between, oh, what's that quote? Like not nothing and everything, but I live between the two. It really is like, you can't, it's not either, it's and together. It's real, it's together. It's not either or, it's and, it's together. It's always and, real and unreal, nothing and everything, but not as two, not this and this, but it's one. It's not separate. And so it's not some kind of intellectual understanding of non-duality. It really isn't about the words that are spoken. It may start out that way, an understanding of there isn't somebody, there isn't separation, there isn't someone to go home, there isn't understanding of that intellectually. Like there is no path, or there's no journey to anywhere, because there's only wholeness, there's just oneness, there's no someone to get anywhere. There's that, but then it really does become a heartfelt expression or something. It really, yeah. So if what's being spoken about is beyond the understanding of non-duality, if it's beyond the words and the language and the meaning of the words, if it's beyond that, then the words and the language are just flowers, or just poetry, They really mean nothing. So if you're just listening to what the words are saying, just the language and the meaning of the language, then you're not hearing. There isn't hearing of what's being spoken about. This is a love song, a love poem. And the one who's understanding or rejecting or not understanding is an appearance in this. But there's something else that's resonating or responding, or, yeah, resonating. Not as something separate resonating, not as something resonating with this over here, but that same thing is resonating, that same thing is being, is recognized, or waking up, or that's what's being pointed to, that which is resonating, that which is this, beyond that movement, beyond that apparent someone in time. There's something else beyond that. But as humans, we're so used to being that movement in time. We're so used to that being us, being me, that appearance of someone in time. And this is the one that has and then loses, understands, doesn't understand. But there's something else here. So this really is a love message of love. And I can remember it not feeling like that. Like this was a message of rejection, or a message of like rejecting the person in a way, rejecting the person. Like it was like you're meant to cut the person, cut, not allow the person, and like there's this harshness to this message. It's rejection, it's coldness to this message. And actually it doesn't feel like that anymore. I mean, the person will feel rejected, probably, sometimes, because it wants to be a person. It wants to get love as a person. It wants to confirm its personhood. So the person will feel rejected, but it's total love, unconditional love. And it isn't really a rejection. It just seems that way to the person, that it's not actually a rejection. It's actually an embracing. Because who you really are is free. What's really experiencing this, or what this really is freedom, appearing as everything. So as the person, it will seek love from things, from people, but what's experiencing this is love, unconditional love. So you're seeking scraps of love, whereas in actuality what this is unconditional love. So it will feel rejecting to the person, but it's actually compassion, it's actually unconditional love, this message. This is home. This is home. That one who feels abandoned by God, or abandoned or lost or removed from home, is an appearance, appearing, and it is in no way a truth or a reality. I mean, what a beautiful message. Home, this is home. What a joy. So yeah, you can ask questions, and whatever you feel to ask, just express it. It doesn't matter. So just move this here. So Sebastian, how to realize what you have realized? Well, you as a seeming separate person cannot realize this. This is about the collapsing of that apparent you. So you can't actually get to realize this, what is. You collapse. So from that answer, how do I then collapse? Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. You, as that separate entity, that separate someone, don't actually exist. There isn't an actual someone who can or can't do something, who can take steps to realize or to collapse the self. You don't exist. There isn't anyone who exists independently that has that action or free will to do anything. So what seems to happen, what happened in this experience anyway, there's no rule, but what happened to this human, there was a listening and an absorbing in non-duality. This was heard and just loved, and yes, yes. And so there was an addiction and an absorbing of this message. And then in that absorbing of this message, this constant listening and listening and listening, and life being life, there was an unwinding, or the beliefs and ideas about who I was were, I don't know, exposed or challenged, or yeah, whatever. But anyway, there was this collapsing that happened during listening to non-duality. But it never happened to Rebekah. It doesn't happen to that apparent person. As a person, you can only see it happening to you. You can only see the reality of you, of me. But you are dying. There isn't really a you, but that sense of you is collapsing. And so you will never get to see this or understand this or glimpse this or whatever. You never get to experience or realize this. You have no part to play in this. You don't exist. You don't exist. That appearance is an appearance, an empty appearance appearing of someone experiencing, or of someone listening, or of someone speaking. It's an appearance as if there's someone. So this can't be about that you getting anywhere or realizing something. This is beyond that sense of you. An absorbing of the non-dual message happened till you collapsed. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can say, I would say that, but it's not really true. Like, I didn't collapse. I didn't exist. That's the beauty of this message. There isn't actually someone who collapses. Sorry, I have a cough still. It's not going. Yeah, but it seems that way. The listening of to this message seemed to loosen that sense of, or that position loosened of there being a me who's experiencing life or moving through life, and that pointing to this, what is happening. But it's not like that. It's not like that in time. It's not like that. The freedom or the collapse, it is here. It's now. It's already here. In describing it in language, it seems as if it's in time. It happened in time, in a duration of time, and it isn't really like that. But to speak about it, it sounds like that. In language, it sounds like that. Oh, you're still writing. Okay. So, yeah, so the you doesn't actually collapse. Something that was something that was given the impression of there being a you isn't there anymore. So there's just what's happening, just life expressing as what it's expressing or appearing as. So when that apparently collapses, this you collapses, there isn't anyone that ever collapsed. There is just life happening. Which I know the brain can't understand that, and that's fine. It doesn't matter, really. Where did the collapse happen for Rebekah? Yeah. It's just more beautiful because it's immediate. It's already this. It's what's happening, what's appearing. This is God. This is fulfillment. What's happening? What is? This is all there is. You won't find peace in a collapse happening in the future. You won't find, yeah, freedom. Thanks, Bastian, for your questions. I understood the message, but how do I experience that change? Again, you won't experience that change, M and C. You won't experience that change because you don't exist as someone to experience that change. There is just what is happening. There's life appearing. And part of that life appearing is an appearance of a you, of an I. But that appearance of an I won't experience the collapse, won't experience freedom. That's an appearance appearing. The freedom is beyond that sense of I. So used to those appearances, those movements, nothing becomes identified with these movements, this appearance of an I. And this is pointing back to the source of the appearances, the source of the speaking, of the thinking, of the actions, of the vision. But what's being pointed to isn't a thing, isn't something. And so it can't give you anything. You want things, you want experiences, and you want insights and understanding. You want things, objects. You want to know. You want it in the form of knowing, or an experience, or a high, or you want it as a thing, and it isn't a thing. It's beyond the movements of things, but it's being everything. Hi, Maria. So in other words, it's like a lifting of a veil. Yeah, 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 yeah. But it's not like a veil where it's blocking your eyes, like a veil as in it's lifted and then you can then see the truth, or you can then see things as they really are. It's not really like that, but that as a description of what it's like is fitting, but not as an actuality, just as a description of what it's like. A lifting of a veil of a sense of me being here as something. That's lifted up, that's collapsed or lifted away or moved away or dissolved away. And then there's life as it is, appearing for no one, happening to no one, just life appearing, just speaking, just thinking, just doing, just body moving, and emotions and reactions and experiences happening, just life expressing, without there being a position in here looking at it or knowing it or being separate from it. Yeah, yeah. The I is the seeming veil, the seeming, yeah, thing in the way. It isn't really in the way, but it feels, it seems to be. So feel free to call in, anyone. So Sebastian's asking, does fear and traumas have to be cleared so that I can vanish? Yeah, you can call in, Sebastian, yeah. You're welcome, Maria. Oh, that's too bright. Hi, Sebastian. Oh, the screen's buffering. I'll call you back. Hi. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Okay. 1 minute. I'll wait. Just let him do that while I no. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Oops. Okay, you sort it out and give me a call back when you've sorted it out. Maybe you can't hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, you sort it out and call back. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. I couldn't hear you. Oh, his Skype is frozen, it says on here. Oh, maybe he sorted it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, I did froze, the program froze.
Okay. Yeah, it does that sometimes.
But now it seems to work.
Yeah. Oh, great. You're from Germany, is that right? I read Germany somewhere. I can't hear you again. Okay, I can hear you now. It just keeps going in and out of audio. Hello?
Yeah, maybe the video is not synchronized.
Yeah, maybe.
My internet connection is not too fast.
Okay.
And my mate is loading some stuff maybe.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Have you turned the camera off now? Have you turned your camera off?
I disabled it.
Yeah, just turn the camera off then. Just turn it off.
Yeah,
and just have audio. Yeah. I'll turn off mine as well. Okay.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
So, thought I should just call you quick.
Yeah.
So actually, I could ask a lot of things regarding my life, my problems, but I think you can't say anything to them, maybe.
I don't know.
Sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, just ask, just speak, whatever you feel to speak, just speak. Doesn't matter what you ask.
Okay, doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, so yeah, it's a little bit. Your message has no recommendations, no help, nothing. Has it?
Is that your question? Okay. Well, no, it can't really have that, because like it's not speaking to a separate entity. There isn't one to speak to. What's being spoken to and what's speaking is freedom, is that which is and isn't, but is everything. And so if that's everything, there isn't someone separate who's apart from that. There is just that nothing being everything. So the one who feels they need help or support or is an appearance appearing, and there's no actual reality behind that appearance.
Yeah.
So I could say, I don't know, if your problem was, oh, my hair's too long, or say, well, go and cut your hair. I could say that, but it's not talking to an entity or a separate person. It's just a response saying, well, go and cut your hair. Or but in terms of questioning for help, in terms of getting to freedom or getting to liberation, I mean, this is liberation, this is freedom. So I mean, what response? There isn't a response to that, or a step or a path I could offer to anyone.
So do you think that fear, if there's a lot of fear, or seems to be, if it seems that the person has a lot of fear and the sense of I seems to be very, very heavy,
Yeah.
it's still freedom, but it's not obvious then, it's not seen then, isn't it?
Sorry, what's it? If this sense of I is heavy, then what's, sorry? Yeah. Then it's blocking freedom. Is that what you mean?
Yes, it's not blocking freedom, but it's not seen then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Isn't it?
Hang on. It's like when that position, when that identity of someone is playing, whether it be light or heavy, when that sense of someone is playing, then there will be separation, a sense of me separate from everything else, from the world, me moving in the world, me moving in time. And from that perspective of someone, then there'll be suffering, and there'll be a sense of not quite a disquiet or disease. So when that's appearing, then freedom, it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way to a someone. It doesn't feel like love or freedom when that sense of someone's playing. So it isn't about this sense of someone becoming lighter and then being able to see freedom, or becoming lighter so then it can know home or no God. It's about this sense of someone collapsing or dissolving or not being there anymore. And then there is just what's happening without there being someone heavy or light or seeing or not seeing. There's no one left. There's just what's happening. So when that's someone's play, it can only see this as me getting it or me somehow being involved in seeing it. It can only see it that way. That's its own world. Reality is me. It's all about me. Like nothing becomes this small little entity of me. It seems that way. But in actuality, nothing is experiencing this. It's experiencing this appearance of a someone. It's pretending to be a someone, a separate entity. But this is pointing out that isn't a truth. That's an appearance appearing. What this is nothing. And yet everything's appearing spontaneously from that nothing. Everything, every thought that appears is coming from nothing, is nothing, appearing as thought. Every feeling, everything. These words that are being spoken, it isn't what they mean, it's the fact that they're appearing, the sounds are appearing. The computer, the table, the lamp, the water, everything. The thoughts say, I don't get it, or I get it. These thoughts are appearing from nothing. It doesn't belong to someone in here. Someone in here isn't thinking these thoughts. That's the misidentity. That's the illusion. There's someone in here, me, thinking thoughts. There's someone in here speaking. There's someone here who doesn't like tea or likes to have water or likes to walk in the park. That's not a someone, a separate real someone in here. So this is about the collapse of that seeming sense of it being in here and the expansion of its appearing in nothing. I'm not limited here. You could say I am nothing, but it's not really I am nothing. There's just nothing with everything appearing freely. So Sebastian doesn't get this or understand this or realize this. There isn't a Sebastian.
But it feels like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels like I am someone. It feels like I am separate.
Yeah.
I am talking to you.
Yeah.
You are talking to me. Why did the sense of I vanish in Rebekah and did not vanish yet in Sebastian?
I don't know. I don't know. It's not like that, but I don't know. It's not like that. You feel,
it's not like that.
yeah, you feel as if that's coming from you feeling as if you exist as someone. But that's not the way it's seen.
Yes.
Seen here. There isn't a Sebastian, but it feels like that to Sebastian. He feels real, as if he's someone. But that isn't the way it's seen. Or yeah.
As what do you see me then? Or this Sebastian?
Yeah.
So what do you see in this Sebastian?
Nothing. Nothing.
And as what do you see yourself? Or Rebekah?
Nothing.
Also.
It isn't Rebekah or Sebastian. It's nothing. Rebekah is an appearance. Sebastian is an appearance. But there's nothing.
Why do you do these talks?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It just happens. It just happened, and it happens. Starting to speak about this wonder, this mystery, this beautiful expression called life. It just happens. It wasn't a choice that was made by somebody in here. It just happened.
That sounds good to me. Can you continue?
Oh. Well, it's like going up to bed. It just happens. A thought will appear saying, okay, I'm tired, now let's get to bed, and it'll just happen. The body will follow that thought of going to bed. Or I'm going to town tomorrow, that thought will appear. It will just happen. Life is just happening. The illusion is that I'm someone doing it. I have choice, and I'm someone that exists. Thinking to go to bed, thinking to put on Ustream, thinking to go on Facebook. It just all just happens. This is the freedom. There isn't a somebody in the body doing any of it.
It's obvious. It's obvious for me too. But I can feel it.
It's obvious to you, but what?
Sorry?
I didn't hear what you said at the end.
It doesn't feel like that. It's obvious, but it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
For Sebastian.
Yeah. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All I'd say is just keep listening, keep asking questions, keep listening. not to me, but just to anyone, whoever you feel, you know, you connect to, just keep listening, keep questioning, yeah.
But it's hard to question you somehow, because everything is said.
Yeah, I don't mean it like that, like, and I'm saying keep doing that. I don't mean it as an instruction. I'm just saying that will just happen. There'll be an interest in listening. There'll be an interest in asking questions, in expressing your I don't know, your concerns, your thoughts, your ideas, your confusion. Just that's what's happening, and it will keep happening until it stops. But don't hold back. Don't be afraid. Just let it all happen, which it will anyway. But yeah. This is happening. This is happening. That fake illusion of someone has to die. It has to dissolve. That's the only destination of that, is that dissolving, of going home back to that nothing. Because nothing is an appearance of someone. An appearance. It can't stay. It doesn't stay. It comes and goes. And so it can only then die at some point. It can't exist. It's not true. It's just an appearance appearing. So you can't escape this collapsing. You can't escape it or get out of it or avoid it, because it isn't a truth that you are experiencing something, that you are in life as a separate someone. So it has to collapse. It has to die. And it's not something that happens. It doesn't happen in the future. It's happening now. Like there isn't someone now. This isn't in time. This isn't going to happen to you in time. This is it. This is it. You don't exist. There's nobody here that exists. This is the collapse. This is it.
I still understand.
Yeah. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's beyond understanding.
Yeah. May I ask you where your collapse, or where the collapse of Rebekah took place?
Where?
Where?
Oh. Where?
When, where? When and where?
Yeah. Well, I don't really speak about it like that. I don't speak about it as, it never happened like that here in this body to this human. It never really happened as a explosion or a one-time event. I don't really see it that way. So it's hard for me to you know, give you a point of reference of when it happened. And it just I don't know, it just stopped making sense at some point where this is it. Like, I don't know. I can't try to give you a fake answer. I don't know. I can't really make something up. I don't know.
You can't track it.
Huh?
You can't track it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. You're looking for a story in time. I just don't have a story in time. Like, this is so immediate. It's this.
Since when does Rebekah give these talks?
I do these talks twice a week on the internet, you mean? Or do you mean live talks?
In general, when did Rebekah start to spread the message?
Oh, when did I start doing these talks? About a year or so ago, maybe 2 years now. I've been doing YouTube videos and doing these streams maybe a year. I don't know. Yeah, but I'd still say I'm still quite a new speaker. I'd say I'm a new speaker.
Yes.
I haven't got a huge following or years of talks behind me or anything like that.
So you still work in a normal job too?
Well, I have 2 young children, so I'm a mum. I'm a householder, as they say in India. I'm a householder. So I've got two young kids that I'm homeschooling. So yeah, I'm at home.
You have a husband?
No, not anymore. I got divorced last year, so I'm a single mum.
Okay.
On benefits.
Sorry?
Oh, nothing. It's okay. I'm joking.
Okay. So, can you give me anything for daily life or something?
Yeah.
No, you don't exist. I know. Yeah, I don't exist.
The only thing that I could possibly say is there's just what's happening. There's just what's happening. And that is the freedom.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I will repeat it as a mantra.
Oh, thanks for your call, Sebastian. It's been really lovely to speak to you.
You, Rebekah.
Yeah, really, really lovely speaking to you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Sebastian. Thanks for the call.
My pleasure. My
okay.
pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Maria. Oh, you're a single mom too. Oh, hi Lee. You are watching. My Brooklyn's up. Yeah, it got hot. So. Okay, so I've got no more questions in the chat boxes. I don't think. Right, so I'll be going. I'm back on Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. So you can join me then to ask questions or to sit. So thanks for calling in and for messaging and for joining me this evening. So okay, bye everyone. See you on Sunday if you join me. Bye.